He took centre stage and cemented his team's position at the top of the table.
Jim Jeffries made just the one change to his starting 11. Ryan O'Leary came in at the expense of the injured David Lilly in defence. Gordon Strachan also made a single change to his team. Midfielder Jiri Jarosik replaced Massimo Donati. The referee, Dougie McDonald.
Jim Jeffries goes back to April 2000, last time that he got the victory against Celtic. Gary McSwegan, the man that scored the goal for Jim's Hearts that day. But what a job Jim and Billy Brown have done in the face of the injury problems they've suffered. Well, Celtic may have lost 3 of their last 4 games in all competitions, but they are averaging nearly 3 goals a game to be the top scorers in British League football. Ford denied McDonald the space to turn. Hartley. McGeady. Away from Gibson. Good save from Combe. And the offside flag up against McDonald as he attacks the follow-up, but a good save from Alan Combe.
Yeah, good initial patient spell from Celtic, and then McGeady lights it up again.
Gary Hay with the delivery for Kilmarnock. It was a dangerous one as well, which Celtic just about dealt with.
Well, we've talked about quality of delivery, and that's perfect. It's right in their front post.
Jarosik. Challenged by O'Leary at the expense of a corner. Hartley's ball in. Vital header away. That was a half chance inside the 6-yard box.
It's a quality ball, and look at the curl on it. And it's Kennedy that gets up and gets his head to it. Yep. I think it's actually his own player, Jan Vennegoor-Hesselink, that gets in the way of it.
Hartley. Vennegoor-Hesselink. McDonald. Trying to turn away from Simon Ford. Still McDonald. What a goal! That's what he's all about. His 10th goal in 9 games.
Great flick on, again from Jan Vennegoor, but don't let Scott McDonald in the box. Certainly not that easily anyway. Because as soon as he's in there and he cuts inside, you can see Simon Ford hanging his head. It's at this point the tackle has to be made. As soon as you let him get turned, now you're in trouble. And he can finish.
Brown. Hartley. Vennegoor-Hesselink for Jarosik. Now Aidan McGeady. And McDonald in there again. Same result. 2 goals in 90 seconds for Scott McDonald. And Celtic are 2 goals to the good.
It's a position he loves to get into. The front post area. Again, it's Jan Vennegoor doing a link-up play. It finds its way wide. It's a fantastic... Look at his run. He times it well. He just skips right into that front post area, and all he's got to do is get a little glance onto it.
Brown. Naylor on the overlap. Vennegoor-Hesselink trying to get in there. The cross too deep for him. Caldwell. Hartley. A ball by Brown. The referee didn't think so. And that would have been a controversial goal. Hartley's effort had beaten Alan Combe. I think there would have been a big inquest from the Kilmarnock bench about that. Indeed, his challenge on Gary Hay. Gary Locke's delivery. Boris came out again there and was nowhere near it. And Kilmarnock are back in the game. Fraser Wright with the goal.
We say it all the time with goalkeepers. It's about decision making. It's a fantastic ball in. It's not got too much pace in it. And Boric is nowhere near it.
Here's O'Leary. Nish. Wales is onside. Gary Wales, Colin Nish! Borach spares his blushes. Wins his stripes back with a vital save from Colin Nish to deny Kilmarnock an equaliser.
Well, that's what it's all about for a goalkeeper. You can't offend, but when the next chance comes along to redeem yourself, you can do that.
McDonald trying to turn. Wright ended up on the floor. McDonald, the angle was tight. And he's got a corner. And that was close. It's a great save. Combe denying Kennedy.
Yeah, it's a good save. It's helped by the fact that it's straight at him, really.
It comes from Hartley. Jarvis should have scored. That would have won it for Celtic, but he couldn't hit the target.
Well, that was the 3 points just there. Oh, it's been a good second half performance from Kilmarnock. If it stays this way, it'll be that spell. They lost it where Scott McDonald just popped up twice. It's poor defending that has cost them.
Now McDonald and McGeady has made a good run forward. Great chance for Aidan McGeady to seal it.
Well, if ever there was an example of no end product.
First half was excellent, 2-0, could have been 3-4-5. And then the second half, we said we don't give them free kicks. We gave them a free kick, stuck it in, and the spirit after that came back. Kilmarnock, great spirit. They had a nice wee spell for 10 minutes, which we had to see them off. And then again, we got back into the game and started making chances.
You know, you can't give away the goals that we're giving away, even though when things you're not playing so well and not doing very much. But the second half was a different story, and if it hadn't been for a great save for Borach, we would have got something out of it. But it was a fantastic second half.
I think you just wonder now, Graham, where Celtic would be without Scott McDonald. 11 goals in his last 14 games. He scored against the European champions. He just gives the impression that he's right on top of his form.
Yeah, and Andy, to be fair, I think he's absolutely excelled expectations. I think most people probably thought he'd be going to Parkhead as a fairly decent squad man, not delivering this number of goals early on. Partly through circumstances, he's staked his claim in the team and he's stayed there, but he's been terrific. But most people would say this guy's punching above his weight, or he has done so far. Should
it worry Celtic, John, that if Scott McDonald doesn't score, there doesn't seem to be many more who are chipping in with goals?
No, I think he's taking the burden of most of the strikers on at the moment. I think they're desperate to get Jan Vennegoor a lot of games to get him fit. I think it takes him a lot of games to get himself really match sharp. And I think it's just been a fantastic acquisition by Gordon Strachan and Celtic. You know, £750,000. He's getting more goals than Kenny Miller. He works as hard as Kenny Miller, and I think with his back to the goal, he's terrific. And I think sometimes they've got to leave him out just to give him a rest, because I think it's Saturday, Wednesday for him. But I think he's been the signing of the season so far for any club.
I know you'd appreciate certainly the position that Aidan McGeady plays, and he looks as though he's moved up a notch in recent weeks, because some of his play has been sparkling.
It's been fantastic. I've said before, I'm a big fan of Aidan McGeady. I think he's got fantastic craft. He can go both sides, right and left. He's comfortable. I think he's actually more comfortable playing on the right, but they've got Nakamura who kind of hogs that position for obvious reasons. But he's got great ability, he's got a great range of passing, and he's willing to put the work in. The one thing that he lacks at the moment is 10 goals, 12 goals a season. But I think that'll come, because, in real terms, he's still quite young, but he does things, the Gascoigne stuff, the Maradona turns, that I don't see anybody else in Scottish football doing it at the moment.
Andy, but Andy, the big leap McGeady has made is, it's one thing being a player of trickery. Great to watch, lovely to watch. It's another thing imposing that trickery on a game. Changing the pattern of a game. And I think, for me, that's a big improvement with McGeady. Everybody's loved his skill, but now he's beginning to change games through his skill.
You mentioned his lack of goals at the moment. I mean, how complete a player would he be if he could just rattle in those goals?
Probably more of a worry for Celtic, because I think if he started adding 15 goals a season from midfield, I think that they would have a lot of big clubs knocking on their door. But I think that will come. I think you can see him getting strength, and he seems to have found an extra half a yard from somewhere. He's getting away from people in the same way that I think Paul Gascoigne used to, at the best part of his career. When he gets by somebody, he now gets away from them and gives himself plenty of time. And I think the goals will come because he's got a composure when he gets there. He's just not showing it often enough now.
Graham, Boric was at fault with the Kilmarnock goal, but he's a player who tends to come up with a big save as well in a game, and he did that a few minutes later.
Sure, well, we saw both sides of him. I mean, he was he flapped here. I mean, it was just a bad error, bad goalkeeping error. Wasn't going to make it. Had no conviction, and but I think Boric is a terrific goalkeeper, Andy. He's clearly not flawless, and he's a good.
Just a few minutes later,
Here
he
we
was
are.
involved
Yeah, he
in
makes a
this
great save here.
from Colin Nish.
I think throws himself to his right and gets down and makes a save. It's a terrific save. That's what he's good at, and I think most people would say he's saved Celtic on a number of occasions, but he's got gremlins in his game, and